This is the author commentary for Swimming Pools. This is one of the earlier comics in '76. I've numbered this one number 9. As you can see, it's still Key Incorporated. That was another mark that it was early. And of course the speech balloons here have that little cord instead of like similar to this one right here where it has like a little, it's all connected into one balloon. You can see in here in the second one here where I have quite a few long cords for my balloons there. That gives me an idea that this one was one of the first ones. Also has the extruded text that all of the earlier ones had. Most of the earlier ones. As you can see, this one was created, here's another book. You can see there's a size difference here. This was created on a smaller piece of paper. Generally they were created on what was at hand. And for some reason the size of this paper was a little smaller than a normal sheet of paper. So it's quite a bit smaller than the other ones. I don't think I have another one that was based on this size. If I undo it, yeah, it's quite a bit smaller. Now maybe it was a scrap piece of paper or something. Who knows? But this is Swimming Pools. This was influenced probably by a couple of things. Some experiences that I had about surrounding building swimming pools, where I had actually witnessed the process. So we have a little guy here. He finds some money and asks his dad if they can build a swimming pool. And he says, "I have the money." Now, that must have been a pretty big bill because, of course, swimming pools aren't cheap. So he must have found a $50,000 bill or something. I don't know what pools cost back in 1976, but they're still rather expensive today. So all he has to do is tell his dad, "I got money." Well, his dad says, "Let's go." And the first thing they do is dig the hole for the pool. This is going to be an in-ground pool. Now I have, when I was very, very young, before first grade, I just remember that there was a guy that we knew that was building a pool in his backyard, and my dad went and helped him dig part of the hole for the pool. Yeah, and he had a shovel by hands, and I guess they were just straightening up the walls, because I'm sure they didn't dig the whole entire thing by hand, but I remember witnessing that. And then, of course, here's the rebar and the metal cage that they put out for the concrete to reinforce the concrete. And then, of course, the filters for the pool. Now, growing up, my neighbor had a pool, so I was very familiar with how the filters worked. And things can get lost in the filters, and you'd have to go and pull them out. And this part where the concrete is being blown on to the side, I actually witnessed that at one point where I was at a campground where they were building a pool, and they were putting the concrete on by blowing it onto the sides like that. And that's where I got that idea. So the guy says, yeah, I didn't know they did the concrete that way. And there he is blowing it on there. There's not a lot of dialogue here. It's a very short story, very straightforward. Finds money, wants to build a pool, and then this is just basically the process of building the pool. Puts the caps on the filters, tops on the, fills it up. And for some reason there's some fish. There's a fish in here. Of course you wouldn't want to fish in your swimming pool, but of course it is water. These panels are numbered, whereas other panels I didn't number. That also gives me a clue how early it is. I didn't put this shot into the reading one of it, did I? There's that little fish again. And of course, it's not the end, it's the beginning of fun. I can see that I've changed that a little differently. Erased it and wrote it back in there smaller for some reason. And that's swimming pools. If you haven't watched the book that this commentary is about, you can click here. You can click here and watch another Cricket book in the series. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below and tell me what you thought of the video or any questions you might have. Thanks.